right? Run game progression, right? Stance, right? We have to have great stances. Every day, we do this every single day, right? If we practice 200 days a year, we'll do it 200 days, right? Starting stance is the first thing we do. We'll get in the stance. We'll make sure we have great stances, right? We'll get out of the stance and strike. It's all about get off for us. We'll talk about that all the time. Get off, get off, get off. Play with speed, play with speed, play with speed, be fast, be fast, be fast, be violent, right? Get off the guy, ball, get in the guy, right? Because I'm telling you, when you get off the ball and you get in there, guy, right, it changes the game, right? And you'll see that a little bit here, right? We talk about burning a hole through our visual keys, right? Then the next thing we talk about is hand placement, right? So on that start and stance, that strike drill, right? We get off the ball. We're trying to come off the ball as hard as we can, but then we want to make sure our hands are good, right? We want to make sure we're striking, right? And one of the things that we added this year, right, which because I went back and you self-scout, you say, hey, what didn't we do great, right? Now we have an eye progression. Right, so sometimes it's not even about the strike now. Now it's just getting off the ball as fast as I can. I don't want them hitting. I just want to see their eyes, right? So I had one of the student workers stand behind the guys with an iPad and literally just film their faces. So when he says, "Hell, coach, I was looking at it," and I go, "No, you weren't." And then you can go back and when he's looking at it, and you go, "Look at the difference," right? So then you can show him, right? It's easy to say one thing and say you weren't doing it, but when you can show it to them and give them that visual learning tool, right? It helps a ton, right? I know that's not always ideal for everyone. In the spring, it helps that you got some extra people around. You can do some of these things, but that's important for us. Right? We talked about the location of the backs, right? The depths of the back, right? So you can see what we talk about when we talk pluses, right? Back being behind the quarterback, minus, right, or even, right? And then the I got ones with the off the ball tight end. Some of the ways that we identify guys.
Coach, who's responsible? Are you guys communicating that?
Yeah, so the defensive end on this side, right? If the defensive end on this side gets that, I got one, and that communication goes down the line.
What about the ones up the back line?
Everybody sees that, right? Plus, right? Plus. Our shader, our 3 technique will sometimes, before he gets in the stance, go plus. That's minus. We call it minus. Anything that's even or in front, that's minus for us, right? And even go further into it, right? What we do talk, and we'll do this, and I probably should have gotten more into this, right? But when we see this plus, right? So we'll say plus. Well, what is plus telling us? What is minus telling us? Well, if we got a 3 technique here, a 5 technique, a 2Y, and a 5, right? That might tell me something. Well, in a plus, I know with the back in this location, chances are I'm getting zoned this way, right? Some type of downhill running play, right? So this guy might loosen up. This guy might tighten up. He may get tighter, right? Expecting veer here, right? He may fucking loosen up saying, okay, this run's going to run downhill here, right? I'm trying to figure out what I'm getting here, right? We get the minus lineman, right? He's going to widen, right? He'll tighten down because we're saying the ball's going to go outside run here, right? We'll play with those alignments based on what we're seeing, especially from any given team in any week. Does that make sense? Right? You talk about the basic blocks. What we talk about the blocks, defining those blocks for those guys. Another illustration of, hey, this is what you're getting, right? Making sure these guys are seeing it, right? So they understand what we're getting. Illustrate it for them. Make sure they see it. All right? Just somewhat. And you guys can see some of this here, just how and talk about how we play. This is straight run game here, right? So we got a bend stunt. We just bending the ends here, right? So on our bend, when we call bend here, right? These guys are bending off. He's burning a hole in the tackle, right? That's his visual key, right? That he's gonna say he's my pressure and he's my pressure if he comes down, right? I'm burning a hole in him. If he comes out to me, I'm going to cross face. I'm going to come in. We're just going to gap exchange with the backers. Right? Boom. Now, here we're wrong with the ends. We're a gap and a half team, and I'll explain that a little bit later once we get one of these in base, and I'll explain some of the gap and a half stuff. But you can see he's violent, right? He's violent in his get off, right? He beats the tight end out of his stance. 68 does here, all right? He's burning a hole in him, and he gets to him, right? Now the tailback, right? It's collision right in the backfield. The tailback has to shuffle his feet. We're good. On the back side of it here, he's just burning it, right? Not even looking at him, right? Just go right to the tailback. Inside, right? Just let's get off the ball. Let's be violent. Now, you'll see us play, we're just playing an over front here, all right? And some of our different techniques, what you'll see us use, all right, we call it, we're squat squeeze team based, right? So basically by squat squeeze, any veer blocks we get as an in or any unblocked player will squat and squeeze. He'll take the air out of it, all right? Then we'll do what we call gap and a half, all right? So he's burning a hole here. He wants to take and squeeze all the air out. So if he gets veer all the way here, right, he wants to replace the B-gap player, right? In my mind, he is a wind back to quarterback player, right? I know a lot of people just say in zone read, well, he's the quarterback. Well, no, right? Zone read's meant to hit where? Front side A to backside B, right? Well, we have to be able to defend the backside B. If his stands out here and squats, these tailbacks are pretty damn good at hitting that up here. And now if he beats him to the B-gap, right, and gets on there, they're out the gate, right? And that's 6 yards, right, if we're lucky, right? So we want him to burn and take all the air out, right? And one of the things I'd tell him, right, his progression, right? He's man on, backside, so he goes man on down the line, right? He wants to make sure nothing's coming back, right? And then he's to the near back. So in this situation, the near back for him is the quarterback, all right? So now he just gains the eyes of the quarterback right now. He's taking away the space right now. If the tailback wanted to cut it back, he can't cut it back. He's got to cut it back into him. The quarterback now knows it's an automatic give read because he's got the eyes of the end. All right, and then now we can just be violent, right, and then shed blocks. All right, and here's an example of us not being good, right? We're just not physical right here, all right? You see what he doesn't do? So this is an example of bad eyes, right? You can see right now his head's where, right? Right at the quarterback. His head should be right off this guy's, right? This guy's 330 pounds. There's no way you can miss his, right? He should be squeezing this thing down, right? Taking the air out of it, right? And so when this guy comes back to pull, he should gap and a half. Right? Now what gap and a half means, if he's down here and he takes away the B gap and he hits this thing right here, the tailback, there's no space for the second puller or the guy coming back, right, to sneak up in there. They have to bounce the ball, right? They got to bounce the ball, right? I'm a big believer in defending one play, right? And this gap and a half thing came about to me, right, when I had to defend, right, in my previous job, a lot of teams that ran a lot of power read, the counter read shit, right? And it was always, I'm a big +1 guy, +1, +1, +1. And I was a big quarters guy before we came here, and we were almost exclusively cover 3 now, right? But in that quarters game, they kept always putting me a man down, right? When they kept bringing guys back, and it just fucked up the whole thing, right? So how I started to get my +1 was I started gapping a half, right? How can we cheat this, right, to make sure that we got our +1, right? We were getting our +1s by playing him down, squeezing, bang, right? And now in cover 3, it's even we're almost +2 in cover 3 now, all right? But he's not very good here, right? But watch 95, right? Boom. Oh, I went back. All right? Here's a better picture of him doing a good job. Now he's going to spill this thing here. Boom. Right? Now the tailback has to bounce this thing now, and now we're unblocked. Right? Because he's so fast right now. Look, like this guard's pulling. Right? He's getting somebody hitting him in the face when he ain't expecting it. There's your +1, unblocked. Again, just great get off. This is get off drill. Right? Back block 3 technique, right? But when he's getting off the ball like that, good fucking luck. Again, we ain't in pads. So he gonna get some. Again, just bending it now, right? Now we're gonna bend it. Boom, like it just creates a cluster in here, right? This thing is tight, can't get the guy through. Right? Now we got the tailback shuffling his feet, right? Unblocked guy, right? Watch the guys just play physical, right? So ask another way we get our plus ones, right? We'll get other plus ones too. There's a lot of ways of getting plus ones and gaining guys, right? When we get in a lot of this stuff, we're removing the backers out, right? We're talking to these guys up front. Anytime I get a base block, right, or a back block, sorry, anytime I'm getting this back block, right, that means they're creating an extra gap over here by pulling a guy around, right? So if they want to back block us and create an extra gap, well, I'm just going to cross face of the back block and fit myself over the top late, right? I'm going to add that plus one late. Get the plus one late. Doesn't matter when it happens, you just got to get them there. We run a little stunt here. We got these, we call it outlaw, right? I don't know if you guys text, a reverse text, right? Where this guy is just saying these two guys are in, right? These guys are up and around. Right? And that's all we want right there. That maneuver right there. That's a win for us defensively. When the running back shuffles his feet, that's a win. Especially when he's 240 pounds, right? Now this guy, we don't want him running like this, like a fucking runaway truck, right? We want him to become the tiptoe bandit. Here's a good job of replacing it, right? You can see he does a great job. Watch his eyes here. Hands on, right? One of the easiest ways to know if a guy's looking at his key, right, is that he'll fucking touch a guy, right? That's one of the easiest ways I know. If he can put his hands on that, we're faster than those guys by nature, right? If you're telling me when he steps down, right, if I'm out of my stance, shot up a cannon, I can't put my hands on him, I'm telling you, you got bad eyes, right? And it's just that subtle touch, like just a subtle touch of him puts him there, right? He has no shot at blocking the guy. And then he can get his hands, right? So now the tailback tries to press it there, right? Tries to hit it backside B, right? There's a guy in his face. Now he's got to cut it back front side to another guy in his face. All right, we're on a movement, right? A full line movement. All right, one of the things I like to do on these full line movements, I always pause it midway through, right? Just to see how good we're doing on a full line movement. Right here it's not great, right? We're okay, right? We're going to cross face. We play ass face rules, right? And what that means to us, right? What I tell our guys, we cross every face and take every ass, all right? So in this picture, 68 has 74. This is his face. He wants to cross face, right? So once he crosses his face, right, he gets 69's ass. He's gone, right? He crosses his face, right? He's arcing. He's good. All right, let me kill the run game. Actually, I'll give you guys some in-game stuff of it real quick. And then it's just us in games, right? Just guys getting off the ball, right? So you practice it, and then now you talk about, let's do it in a game, right? Old man, he got no knees. Just get off the ball. Watch 53, get off the ball. Right? Creating penetration. Penetration kills run plays. Right? This is probably the biggest play of the game, right? And it came in the first series of the game, right? 4th and 1, we ain't beat this team in God knows how long. Right? But it's the first play of the game, or it's the first series of the game. 4th and 1, balls in our plus territory, right? They got a chance to go. Right? And guys just come off the ball and get after it. Right? Tackle the ball for a loss, right? The entire game changes. Right? And it starts snowballing from there in that game. Right? But again, watch 53 and 92. Just get off the ball. Watch 90, get off the ball here. Right? And again, you start to see the tailback start to do this, right? Start to shuffle his feet, right? We're going to be okay when that happens.